Hey guys, this is Torno. Today we're going to be talking about the 4 different decks from the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. I'm going to go through what my thoughts on each of them are, and then I'll give you a little summary as to which ones I think that you guys should be purchasing, or, you know, it's not even that, just kind of giving like a pros and cons and kind of going through each of them. So that way you guys can get the best idea before you make your purchase. Now, before you get into it, make sure you do subscribe to the channel. We're going to be doing a giveaway. I don't know if I'm going to get to, like, you know, might do it at 500 subs, I might do it at 1,000, who knows. Let me know what you guys think I should be giving away as well. There was a, you know, suggestion of maybe a pre-con pack, or, you know, maybe like a booster box or something like that. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. So, first of all, we're going to talk a bit about the Velociraptor one. This is the one I'm most excited for. So Pantalaza is the face commander here. Now, the thing with this one is that Pantalaza is not really the best commander, I don't think, for it. I honestly think that Way 2 is just better overall, because of the fact that, you know, most of it's kind of going around this kind of the enrage mechanics and kind of, you know, about fighting your other dinosaurs and stuff. Obviously, there's some stuff in here that's going to go with Pantalaza, but it's kind of like a split between the enrage mechanics and fighting and stuff with those, and then, you know, Pantalaza kind of cheating out big dinos. I think that, you know, it's very much torn between those two different mechanics there. And, you know, if you like big dinosaurs, obviously this is going to be the one that you'd like anyway. But overall, like, there's kind of like torn between those kind of two different things, that the cheating out the dinosaurs and the making your dinosaurs fight each other. I've been calling it How to Train Your Dino. Honestly, I think that, you know, overall, I think one big thing about these is that each one of them, you're probably going to have to redo the mana base on slightly. I'm not a huge fan of some of the mana base in here. I think that, you know, the like battle bond lands, I think, would be a lot better in here. But that's overall, like, I think we've been kind of spoiled with lands with the Doctor Who set. So, you know, taking some of those that have kind of gone down a little bit in price might be a decent idea here. You've also got, yeah, as I said, like, it's very much kind of torn between the two different things here, between the fighting your own dinosaurs and then the, like, cheating out big dinosaurs, which I think is good. I think it's interesting to have, like, these two different kind of mechanics in there. It'll be interesting to see how it goes overall. We've got Ahoy Mateys here, Admiral Brass being the leader here, about milling and then bringing back your pirates from the dead. You know, bringing them back as 4/4s with haste, with the finality counters, which is that new thing where if they die next time, then they're going to get exiled, which is a very interesting mechanic. It kind of gets around, like, you know, cheesing things where they go into the graveyard and then you just constantly keep bringing them back. It's like, you know, they're finally kind of gone kind of thing. So you're going to bring them back once. So in this one, it's very interesting because obviously there's a lot of pirates and it's very much, you know, around pirates, and there's like all pirates, but I wouldn't necessarily call it like a pirate tribal. I think it's almost more like treasure slash like artifacts, and a lot of like fight, a lot of haste and kind of going fast and aggro kind of thing. I'm actually, you know, I wish it was more about pirates, but, you know, there's only so much you can do. The other part of it is the kind of sub mechanic here, Don Andres being like the stealing away enemies, and, like, you know, it would be very interesting as a commander. You're going to have to change a fair bit for him, but if he becomes like a commander, and then you're taking control of enemies and making them into pirates and stuff like that, would be very interesting to see how exactly that ends up going. I think that'd be a very interesting mechanic overall. We've got the Blood Rights one here, which is insane. This one actually has, from the bat, which one is it? We've got like a very easy to make kind of version of like a infinite loop, like, to be able to win, because you've got in here, where is it? Whoops. Down here, Exquisite Blood. Exquisite Blood being, like, you know, in the base set and making it so that whenever an enemy loses life, you gain life. Then all you need is something that's like, whenever you gain life, then you're going to deal that much damage or something to an enemy. then, you know, they lose life, you gain life, and it's just a repeated, easy infinite. So it's very interesting to see that in like a base deck. As a base deck, it's very interesting to see that kind of show up there, because, you know, it's going to be very easy for you to be able to do it. All you got to do is like add in a couple other things like Sanguine Bond, and I believe there's like a new vampire in here. I don't think it's in the base here. I thought it was originally, but I don't think it's in the base here, that like makes it so that whenever you gain life, you're going to be able to deal damage. So I'll be very interested to see exactly how this one goes. I think that this is a very cool kind of mechanic here. It's interesting. There's kind of like, again, two kind of sub things here. There's about like making the demons and vampires there, and then it's like about gaining life and stuff. So I think they kind of work well together, which is nice. But, you know, it's kind of, I wouldn't call this one a demons. Like they specifically talk about it being demons and stuff like that, but it's not too much demons. It's more just about, you know, the vampires, going heavy into the vampires. And then we've got the Explorers of the Deep one. This one's really nice. It seems pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Just get a whole bunch of lands out, get heaps of lands out, and then be able to, you know, just constantly get +1/+1s from exploring and, you know, getting all those lands and everything. Very much about Murloc. I keep saying Murlocs. Merfolk, very much about the Merfolk. Most of it's Merfolk, but you've got some other cool stuff in there, like the Smiling Flood, my new favorite card of all time. A lot of kind of, you know, stuff to do with like maps and stuff, which is nice too. Maps is going to be a very interesting mechanic. I don't know if they've got too much about gaining maps. Got some stuff to do with gaining maps, I think it was. But, you know, the maps being a new mechanic, I can see this being like a new kind of permanent token that's going to stick around and everything, that we're going to be able to see more of and be able to kind of expand out more from this deck as well. I was slightly wrong. The vampire I was thinking of came out ages ago. So this is my little summaries here. So I think the rule number one here is that get whichever one like speaks to you, whichever one you're most excited about, whichever kind of theme you enjoy. I don't think there's one that's going to be best for anyone to get. If I was to choose one that was best to get, it would be Blood Rites. I think the Blood Rites is without a doubt the one that I think is going to be easiest for you to turn into being incredibly strong. It's the one that is going to be incredibly fun as well. And, you know, even if once you get down to it, you kind of start getting to the point that, you know, you want to kind of expand out, then you've got the option of kind of splitting it into two kind of different decks and stuff. So the Blood Rites here, you've got the tokens and sacrifice and the graveyard play. You've got the vampire tribal. It's not really demons. It does, yeah, as I said, sacrifice to flying demons and stuff. It's not really demons in there. You just turns your vampires and into vampire demons. You've got 6 reprints that are above $5 US. So, you know, there's some really nice reprints in all of these. It's the only one with a planeswalker. You know, you get the planeswalker in there. So if it's something that you're interested in, then you know, you've got an option of a different planeswalker in there. None of the other ones do. There's not all that many planeswalkers in Ixalan, and the planeswalker that's in there is a reprint. But, you know, it's interesting to see that only one of them has. Like, I would have been interested to see if there was like a dino like enabling planeswalker or something printed in there or something. Easy to make super competitive with exquisite blood being in it. Plus, you know, the infinite is easily added into the deck. Any of, you know, what I was thinking of was Vito, Thorn of Dusk Rose, but, you know, you've got Sanguine Bond, as I said before, different options to be able to make it up. And then I think this is like a medium difficulty. None of these are really hard difficulties. I think that they're pretty easy to be able to pull out and stuff, like pull off what they need to do and stuff. I don't think they're really like difficult decks, but, you know, I think that this is one of the more difficult ones out of all 4 of them. All right, we've got Ahoy Mateys here. So this one's around treasure, artifacts, aggro, and graveyard play. Again, lots of pirates, but I don't think it's really pirate tribal, as I said. I think it's more around, you know, you've got stuff in there that buffs up pirates and stuff, like gives +1/+1 to your other pirates. But I think it's less about the pirates, more about, you know, the treasures and stuff. And pirates are kind of tied to that, so it's kind of like, you know, 2 different things. You got the 5 reprints above $5 US. You've got the black market connections in this one, which is the really nice reprint. You have the option of switching to like a theft theme with like the other commander in there. Big board wipes. There's a fair few decent board wipes in here, and I think this one's kind of a lower difficulty, especially around like having aggro. It's kind of pretty simplistic. Put out your pirates and then attack with them, and then bring them back later on if they die as 4/4s and stuff. Like it's pretty simple to kind of be able to play around that. All right, we've got Explorers of the Deep, your +1/+1 counters, your Island Walk, your Explorer and Ramp. So exploring just plays back into the 1/1 counters and into the ramp as well, like both of them kind of around the lamp, putting out a whole lot of different lands. This is definitely Merfolk Tribal. I think this one's a lot more like, you've got your commander here who allows all of your Merfolk to be able to explore. You've got 5 reprints above $5 US in there. I think the most important one is like one of the token doublers and stuff. Has the most adorable card printed. I added that in there, but I think that it is the one that is very interesting, and it's also the one that I feel needs the most upgrading in regards to all of them. I think that it's the one that I would make the most changes in. Besides the Dino one probably as well, if you wanted to go with Sant Laza, mostly because of Pant Laza, just because it's very split in regards to its theme. But this one here is probably the one that, is focused on one theme, but then I think that you need to kind of, be able to kind of spread out from that and be able to upgrade some things that's kind of missing. And then, low difficulty. I think this one's a pretty easy one. I think this is probably the easiest of all of them. Then we've got Velociraptor, so it's got a lot of ramp, as you can imagine. Lots of fighting and enrage, so fighting other things, fighting your own dinos, cheating out dinos as well with Discover, with Pant Laza there. Definitely Dinosaur Tribal, very, very Dinosaur Tribal. 7 reprints above $5 US. You've got 2 major themes, which I think kind of compete, and the face commander isn't really a part of the main theme. That's just my opinion. Maybe someone disagrees with me there, but I think that honestly, he just doesn't feel like he suits like the whole enrage and stuff. Like it's going to be helpful, but then the other commander is just so much better. And it's a medium difficulty. So, I think that the choice comes down to you. Have the most fun. If I was purchasing one of them, if I was only purchasing one of them and, I wasn't more interested in one of the themes than the other ones, then it would be Blood Rites. Personally, I'm getting the Velociraptor one. I think the Explorers of the Deep is probably the easiest one, and the one that's going to be easiest to get new people into the game as well, because it's pretty straightforward. It's just, add +1/+1, and I think that +1/+1s are pretty straightforward. Ahoy Mateys is very interesting, and I can see it kind of taking off a lot, especially once you kind of upgrade some stuff into like doing more stuff with the treasures. And I do find it interesting about this theft theme that you could potentially switch to with the other commander that's built into it. But that's it for today, guys. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think, which ones you guys are picking up. Have a great day and goodbye.